If you enjoy the content on this channel, please like and subscribe. Batman Arkham City is a 2011 action-adventure game developed by Rocksteady Studios and published by Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment. Based on the DC Comics superhero Batman, it is the sequel to the 2009 video game Batman Arkham Asylum and the second installment in the Batman Arkham series. Written by veteran Batman writer Paul Dini with Paul Croker and Sefton Hill, Arkham City was inspired by the long-running comic book mythos. In the game's main storyline, Batman is incarcerated in Arkham City, a super prison enclosing the decaying urban slums of fictional Gotham City. He must uncover the secret behind the sinister scheme orchestrated by the facility's warden, Hugo Strange. The game is presented in a third-person perspective, with the primary focus on Batman's combat and stealth abilities, detective skills, and gadgets, and they can be used in both combat and exploration. Batman can freely move around Arkham City Prison, interacting with characters and undertaking missions, and unlocking new areas by progressing through the main story or obtaining new equipment. The player is able to complete side missions away from the main story to unlock additional content and collectible items. Batman's ally, Catwoman, is another playable character, featuring her own story campaign that runs parallel to the game's main plot. Rocksteady conceived ideas for a sequel while developing Arkham Asylum, commencing series development of Arkham City's story in February 2009. The layout of Arkham City has a virtual footprint 5 times that of Arkham Asylum, and the city's design was modified to accommodate Batman's ability to swoop and glide. Over a year and $10 million were spent on the game's marketing campaign, and its release was accompanied by 2 music albums, one containing the game's score and the other featuring 11 original songs inspired by the game from various mainstream artists. Arkham City was released worldwide for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 video game consoles in October of 2011, followed by a Microsoft Windows version a month later. The game received critical acclaim, particularly for its narrative, character and world design, soundtrack, and Batman's combat and navigation abilities. It was tied with The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim for the highest-rated video game of 2011, according to the review aggregator Metacritic. It was also the recipient of several awards from media outlets, including Game of the Year, Best Action Game, Best Action Adventure Game, Best Adventure Game, and Best Original Score. Like its predecessor, it is considered one of the greatest video games ever made. The game has sold 12.5 million units and generated over $600 million in revenue. Now, the gameplay in Arkham City is built upon the success of its predecessor, Arkham Asylum. It offers players an open-world environment to explore. It combines stealth, combat, and detective work, allowing players to truly feel like Batman. The combat system is fluid and engaging, with a focus on timing, counters, and combos. The stealth section provides a satisfying sense of being the Dark Knight, as you silently take down enemies one by one. The detective mode adds depth to the gameplay by allowing you to analyze crime scenes and follow trails. The game's story is both gripping and well written, with a host of iconic Batman villains making appearances. The central plot revolves around Hugo Strange's scheme to quarantine a section of Gotham City and transform it into Arkham City, a super prison where criminals run amok. Batman is thrown into a chaotic environment and must uncover the truth behind Strange's plan while contending with the rogues gallery of adversaries, including the Joker, Two-Face, the Penguin, and more. The narrative course is rich in character, development, and twists, making it a compelling experience for fans of the Batman mythos. Once again, the voice acting in the game is absolutely outstanding, with the iconic Kevin Conroy reprising his role as Batman and Mark Hamill delivering an iconic performance here as the Joker once again. In what at the time Hamill stated would be his final time voicing the character, he of course would subsequently reprise the role in Arkham City's successor, Batman Arkham Knight. The returning villains here in Riddler, Victor Zsasz, Bane, Poison Ivy are all excellently voiced by their respective actors. Joker's sidekick Harley Quinn here is voiced now by Tara Strong, who replaces Arlene Sorkin from the first game. Grey DeLisle voices Catwoman in the game, along with Troy Baker as Two-Face, Nolan North as Penguin, Maurice LaMarche who voices Mr. Freeze, Rick D. Wasserman as Clayface, D. Bradley Baker as Ra's al Ghul, and Peter MacNicol as the Mad Hatter. Arkham City also boasts impressive graphics, especially for its time. The game's rendition of Gotham City is dark and atmospheric, capturing the essence of the Batman universe. Character models and animations are top-notch, and the attention to detail in the environment helps immerse players in the world of Arkham City. The game also offers a significant amount of replay value with its numerous side missions, Riddler trophies, and challenge maps. Completing all of these tasks would definitely keep you as a player engaged for a long time after the main story is finished, particularly if you are a completionist. If, of course, however, you do find some of these tasks somewhat tiring and tedious, the game can be overlong and drawn out. As I mentioned earlier, the game received widespread critical acclaim upon its release, and I can see why. The gameplay is fantastic, the storytelling unique and excellent, and its overall presentation is well worth its weight in gold. I can see why it stands as one of the best superhero video games ever made, and it perfectly acts as an excellent sequel to the original Arkham Asylum. Batman Arkham City is a must-play for any fans of the Batman franchise and any action-adventure gaming in general, I feel. Its combination of engaging gameplay, a compelling story and faithful adaptation of the Batman universe make it a standout title in the genre. And it of course is an absolute perfect follow-up to an already magnificent game in Arkham Asylum. What the creators did here was expand upon this universe, really test their limits and challenge themselves to make a bigger, bolder and more exciting game, and I'm happy to say they achieved every single one of these ambitions. It's a game that doesn't even date. Why? Because the story is fantastic, and yes, the graphics may be somewhat dated by today's phenomenal standards, but you can look past that when the story is so compelling, gripping, and groundbreaking. With its phenomenal voice cast, fantastic gameplay, and wonderful storyline, Batman Arkham City gets a 9.5 out of 10.